I think you should let the intrusive thoughts win. Just a little bit. Get rid of the imaginary social script you've created for yourself. Social interactions don't work like that. Real charismatic people don't act like they do in the movies. If you feel so anxious and stuck in social situations, it's because you keep trying to plan out everything you're going to do and say. But like I said, social interactions don't work like that. There's a literal infinite number of things that can happen in any given social interaction to where you can't plan it out. And by trying to plan it out, you give yourself excessive negative feedback called inhibition. See, your brain, body, nervous system, and muscular system work as a servo mechanism, a goal-striving mechanism. It gathers information automatically in order to correct course towards your goal. For example, when you drive your car, you don't really do it consciously. You kind of just automatically press the brake and gas, steer, and correct course to be able to drive in the safest and most effective way possible. It's something you do spontaneously and in the moment, not something you plan out beforehand. If you did start consciously trying to plan out all the minuscule little details of how you're going to drive properly, you just make yourself anxious and drive worse. Your brain works no differently with social interactions. You don't plan out having a good social interaction. You just go into the interaction with a general idea of what you want and then correct course as you go. And earlier when I said you should let your intrusive thoughts win, I mean it. Say and do whatever comes to your brain. Disinhibit your personality. Start speaking before you and acting before you plan anything. And I'll bet you're thinking, but if I just do and say whatever I want, I'll just end up going full retard. But you won't. Because you've been inhibiting your personality for so long, by taking a big step in the opposite direction, away from disinhibition, this negative feedback, you're not gonna get rid of all inhibition. You physically can't get rid of all inhibition. Your brain will always give you some negative feedback, as it should, because that little bit of inhibition is what's going to make you correct course properly in whatever you're doing. But you have too much. You have to take a massive step in the opposite direction, away from caring what people think, towards not giving a single fuck what anybody thinks about you. And you might be able to list off all these dictums to me about why thinking before you speak is a good idea, why good speech is important, and a word spoken can't be recalled. But in effect, all you're saying is that negative feedback is a beneficial and useful thing. And you're right, it is. But not for you. Don't think general case scenario, think personal case scenario. You, personally, in your specific circumstances, need less inhibition. Somebody else who's a little too bold to a fault where it gets him in trouble or something like that might need more inhibition. But I doubt that's you. If you're watching these kinds of videos, you're probably not naturally very bold and outspoken. You're probably more socially anxious and shy and quiet. That's why you're here. So I'm gonna imagine what's more useful for you is to disinhibit your personality. It's to have less of this negative feedback, less of this inhibition. There's also a very easy way to tell if you exhibit too much inhibition. You are shy around strangers. You dread new and strange situations. You feel inadequate, worry a lot, are anxious, overly concerned. You are nervous and feel self-conscious. You have nervous symptoms such as facial tics, blinking your eyes unnecessarily, tremor, difficulty in going to sleep. You feel ill at ease in social situations. You hold yourself back and continually take a back seat. These things show that you have too much inhibition, and you need to follow the advice of St. Paul in Philippians. Philippians 4, verse 6 says to be anxious in nothing. Now, I'm not one to tell you guys some kind of cool information and then not give you any practical advice to actually apply that in your own life. So there's a few specific things you can do to start practicing disinhibition, to get rid of this excessive negative feedback in social situations. Number 1, don't wonder in advance what you're going to say and do. Just say it, just do it. Learn to just open your mouth and say it. Improvise as you go along. You need to follow the advice of Jesus to his disciples in the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew 10:19, Christ is speaking to his disciples and he tells them, "But when they shall deliver you up, take no thought how or what to speak, for it shall be given you in that hour what to speak." Trust your natural intuitions. Your brain is collecting thousands and thousands of tiny little pieces of subconscious information all of the time, to where it's gonna give you good intuitions as to what to do and say in any given social interaction. Learn to trust this intuition. Number 2, stop criticizing yourself. The inhibited person indulges in self-critical analysis constantly. I've been in this position before. After even the most simple actions, you're wondering, should I have done that? Should I have said what I said? Did the other person take it the wrong way? Stop all this tearing yourself apart. Useful and beneficial feedback works subconsciously, spontaneously, and automatically. Conscious self-criticism, self-analysis, and introspection are useful sometimes in some occasions, but not always. Number 3, make a habit of speaking louder than usual. Inhibited people are notoriously soft-spoken, guilty as charged. So raise the volume of your voice. Don't shout or use an angry tone. Just consciously practice speaking 20% louder than usual. Because loud talk is an incredible disinhibitor. Various experiments have shown that you can exert up to 15% more strength when lifting weights if you grunt or groan loudly while making the lift. The explanation for this is that loud shouting disinhibits and allows you to exert all of your strength, including that which has been blocked off or tied up by inhibition. And number 4, let people know when you like them. The inhibited personality is afraid of expressing positive emotions as much as negative ones. If he expresses love, he fears it'll be judged sentimentally. If he expresses friendship, he fears it will be considered fawning or apple polishing, sucking up to someone else. If he compliments someone, he fears the other will think him superficial or suspect ulterior motives. Totally ignore these negative feedback signals. Compliment at least 3 people a day. If you like what someone is doing or wearing or saying, let them know. Be direct. These are all things that will help you stop feeding yourself an excessive amount of negative feedback and disinhibit your personality, which is how you're going to release your real personality. You have good things to say and do. You already have a very charming, magnetic personality, but it's locked away behind all of this excessive negative thinking and negative feedback. If you want to know what your real personality is, if you want to have a good personality and be the charming and charismatic person that you're capable of being, you have to let these intrusive thoughts win just a little bit. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. There's more just like it coming in the future. As always, shut out the noise, do the work. Mwah.